gone to that place. But whatever was in my mind, my heart pushed those thoughts aside because it just wanted to be. It just wanted to fly. It wanted to fly. It wanted to fly. It just wanted to fly. Was it that time to trip? Or was I just high on the sound stripping out of the wall? Or was it just another dream? Am I even here at all? Am I even here at all? Or was it just another dream?
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Happy Monday. Welcome back to our live stream here on Twitch. I'm your humble host, Phantom Freak, aka Moist Master Flex. Yeah, guys, welcome back. Hope you guys had a good weekend and a good Monday. Good start to your week. Yo, what's up, young Leonardo? Yeah, I hope you guys had a good weekend. Yeah, I sure did. What did I do this weekend? We did the After Hours. Released a new tune on Friday. Released a new tune for Day 80 on Friday. We did the After Hours Saturday. And then I just barbecued and watched some football yesterday. But yeah, it's Monday. Time to get back in it. Yeah, working on tunes this week. Trying to get more dates lined up. Trying to get my Miami Music Week all sorted out. Lots of stuff to do. Busy, busy January. All right. Right here we got our releases. Our last release of last year was Tublo Need You. We got our best of 2025. That was our compilation in December. We got the My Boo dub, free download on Garage Shared. We got Feel No Way on 3000 bass. Yeah, surprisingly, that one actually made 2 Spotify playlists, which is really dope. I'm really happy for that. Ascension, which was my first release of this year, with Phantasm on my label. We got the Gothic remixes. Andrew Lux, Adame Twins, Vocult, Tubalo, and Nightshade. And then Get Set from me and Rhiannon Rose. That just came out Friday on Garrett Shared. And lastly, Push from the Man's Dare 80. What else we got coming up? I got a free download coming out on February 3rd, which is next Tuesday. And then we have a compilation coming out on Thick Freakness on Friday, February 6th. It's a remixed compilation. I haven't made the fan link yet. I'm waiting on distribution, but I will probably announce that in a day or two here. Any hoops. We got another event this Saturday in downtown LA. Garage Freaks. And I needed to update this one actually. Boop. Okay, cool. Sick. All right. Yeah, Garage Freaks. That one's in downtown LA. We got tickets still going for that. We're gonna be selling merch as well. I can actually probably show you guys the merch. Here, just give me a second. Let me see if I can find a picture. Nice, I got it. Okay. Right here. Bingo. Yeah, so black tees and also black baby tees for men. The top one's unisex, so men and women, and the bottom one's going to be for women. But these are probably going to go for like $30 a piece. And these are going to be exclusive just for the Garage Freaks party. So yeah, this is only going to be at the party. So yeah, once you miss it, you miss it, unfortunately. Yeah, those will be available. So come through. And then this was just announced this past week. Me and Rhiannon Rose are going to Hawaii to play a Valentine's Day show. Shout out to the Dirty Feet crew. We will be joining them at Anura Honolulu. Oh, which I put Anura Hollywood. Whoops. Anura Honolulu, Hawaii. But yeah, tickets are available for that as well. So if you live in Hawaii, we hope to see you there. What's up, Misguided? Yes, we are playing a show in Hawaii. Anura Honolulu, not Anura Hollywood. There you go, fixed. All right, that's enough of that. Our sponsor, as usual, Eargasm Earplugs. If you guys need earplugs for shows, go use code Phantom10 at eargasm.com. Get yourself some earplugs for shows. Hell yeah. And yeah, let's get moving here, guys. Okay, so it's a little bit light today, so we'll see if more people jump in, but this probably will be a pretty quick stream. I'm not mad about that because I want to work on some tunes myself. Yo, what's up, Hazza? What's up, Chris Michael? All right. For those of you guys have been here, which I'm assuming is all of you, you guys know the deal. I take these first come, first serve as I receive them on the Google form. You must be present to get your song reviewed. And if you want to skip the line, you're more than welcome to. Just use your channel points and or send money to the bottom left there. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. Up to you. All right. Here's the queue right here. We got Leonard Ellis up first. We got Haza after that. Chris Michael after that, and then Misguided. So we'll see if anybody else joins, but for now, it's just you four. It should be a quick stream, maybe. We shall see. Anyways, let's dive into this first tune. Leonard Ellis. Nice one, bruv. All right, let's see what the chat has to say. Groovy, twangy. Damn, that bass is a thick boy. Bass is great with that twang. Ride is damn nice too. Sound selection A plus. I think it just needs more weird. Yeah, I agree. Dude, this is a really dope tune. I really love the sound selection and sound design. I absolutely 100% agree with that. And the groove is just fantastic. Let me go to my notes here. Huge kick, nice drums per usual. Really interesting sound design, very unique. And really cool intro melody. I think you did a good job with introducing the melody here. I would probably slap a little bit of auto filter just on this like little intro section, but I think in the breaks, in the breakdown, it's good to have that kind of really open lead that you got. Maybe a touch more reverb on the lead as well, just a smidge. But the melody's fucking cool. I think the sound you have for that lead is really dope, really twangy, like everybody said. Really nice tension in the build. I love the bass line when it comes in the drop. It is absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love the bass line and the groove you got going on. But nobody know this track, only you. Haha, nice. We got the exclusive. I put here the clap could come up a smidge in the mix. The hats are very nice. Really nice drum fills. I think you did a good job in adding variations and kind of just like keeping the momentum and energy moving forward. I didn't feel like it got loopy in the least bit. There's a lot of like really nice use of automation throughout the arrangement and especially in the drop sections. The lead is super dope, and I like how it kind of evolves over time. It gets a little bit more. It starts out very kind of simple, and it gets a little bit more complex as you go further into the track. But obviously, it stays well within key, well within the rhythm, and adds very nicely on top of the groove that you already have there with the bass line and the drums. The arrangement's super solid. You have a really nice flow here. I think the tension in the builds is absolutely wonderful, and then you did a good job on the second drop as well, adding in a little bit of different layers and other stuff. Probably the only thing that I would add on top of just bringing up the clap a little bit is I would definitely put in some sort of vocal hook, and I think you can definitely find, if you were to send this to like a vocalist, I bet they would be able to turn something around on this really quickly. It feels like this would be really easy to like ride on top of, because pretty much you have everything already kind of laid out for you. And I think for a vocalist, that's like exactly what you want from an instrumental. So definitely like try and find a vocalist for this, and just kind of wrap it up essentially. I think as an instrumental, it's a very strong idea. So you could definitely play this out as is, but I think for the sake of kind of keeping this track a little bit more memorable and kind of like sticking into the listener's mind, adding on a vocal hook is basically just gonna elevate it even higher than it already is. I think it's a really great track, but adding a vocal is gonna make this track even better, I think. So yeah, I would definitely go reach out to a vocalist that you've been like really enjoy a lot of their work, and see if they'd be willing to kind of jump on this tune with you. Yeah, just shoot your shot, man. I'm a big proponent of shooting your shot with vocalists and promoters and collaborators and all that sort of stuff. Shoot your shot, my friend. Yeah, very dope tune. Good job, Leonard Ellis. Hell yeah. All right. Let's keep it moving. Do we have Huzzah? Huzzah in the chat. Here, bro. Hell yeah. Great track, would definitely be in my go-to collection. Yeah, I mean that's kind of, sometimes it's kind of a battle. And I mean, I think you guys already know this about me just by being in the stream frequently, is I just am not a big fan of using splice vocals, only because they tend to get overused very quickly. So at least just for me, when I hear a vocal used on multiple tracks, it kind of just loses its originality and flavor and surprise. So, as original as you can get is the best way to go. For sure. Wow. All right. So, yeah, we got Huzzah up next. With some bass line. Hell yeah, bruv. Love me some bass line. All right, let's dive in.
Just wanna know. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. Tell me how you feel. I just wanna know. Tell me how you feel. I just wanna know. Tell me this is real. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. Tell me how you feel. I just wanna know. Tell me this is real. I just wanna know. 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 I just
Nice. Dude, the vocal is super dope on this. You said you basically like resurrected like an older project, and that's like one of my favorite things to do is kind of like go back to like an older project that I forgot about. Because like basically like my process is I write a bunch of like really short kind of hooky ideas, maybe just like an intro and like a drop section, maybe like an 8 to a 16 bar drop section. And this is only like in a 1 day, like 30 to 2 hour session, 30 minute to like 2 hour session. And then I'll basically just like start that idea and then I'll just, export and throw it onto my private SoundCloud. And I kind of just like forget about it. And then I have a bunch of those just like kind of stewing on my SoundCloud. And then I'll go back maybe like a month later and I'll listen through all of them and be like, maybe that one's like worth developing, or like that one's just like fucking straight garbage. just like throw it into the trash heap. But it gives me a lot to like kind of work with, and it kind of takes the pressure off of having to sit down and just be like, oh, I need to write a fucking banger right now. And kind of just like gives myself, you know, a lot of material to work with, and it gives me time to kind of just like stretch out ideas. So I think it's always a really good, it's a really good practice to kind of go back on older projects and kind of develop them out further, because like you over time you're getting like new knowledge and like new tools and new ideas. So it's really good to kind of like dive into old projects. And I think so far you actually done like a really good job of kind of resurrecting this. I think there's a lot of like really dope stuff in here. A lot of like really nice gems for sure. The vocal is probably like my favorite thing in this whole track for sure. And the vocal chops are done really well too. So my notes. All right. Very dope vocal. I like the processing on the vocal. Really nice Reese and intro. The kick is very thumpy. I love the kick. Very nice filtering and automation. Very nice tension in the build. Really nice melody on the bass line and very solid groove. It can definitely use a sub though. It doesn't feel like you have like a very strong kind of sub bass that's kind of like layered underneath your main lead melody. I would definitely add a secondary layer there to kind of just give it some more groove, more foundation, more bass, more thickness for sure. The mid bass could also use a bit of reverb and maybe a bit more processing and layering. I put here, I might also experiment with more sound design for that main lead, only because, and I put here, it sounds a bit dated, but that's lack for a better word. I didn't know how else to kind of describe it. It does sound, that main lead sounds a little bit like 2016 or something, 2018. I would just kind of just like revamp the main lead. Definitely keep the same melody. I think the melody is fantastic. But I would swap out the sound design for something a little bit more modern, essentially. And that's really just the only thing I would probably change. I might even go in and do like some call response stuff. Kind of similar to how like MPH does. A little bit of call response stuff. You can do like a staccato A section and then like more of a legato kind of B section. So dun 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 dun. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Staccato, legato, response, call response thing. That's always a really easy way to get some nice variations and changes in sounds. So the like kind of like really staccato kind of bass line can get really repetitive to a point. I do love bass line, but I think for now it is a little bit of a dated sound, so it doesn't pop off quite like it used to. So I think it just requires a little bit of modernization just to kind of give it, you know, some shine, some polish. But again, like I think the idea here is definitely worth finishing. Absolutely 100%. Because the melody's dope, the vocal is dope. I like basically like the implementation of this idea is really well done for sure. And it's really just like I think if you get the sound design down, it's gonna be a banger easily. Arrangement's solid. I think the way that you play around with the energy, the build-ups are very nice. The drops themselves actually have some very nice variation on the other stuff with the vocal chops and all that. But yeah, I think the main thing here is just kind of just sound design stuff. And I think it's gonna be fucking solid. But yeah, super dope tune. Huzzah. Definitely keep working on it and you know, finalize this because I think it's definitely worth finishing. Hell yeah. Good job. Huzzah. Huzzah. All right. Alrighty then. We got Chris Michael. Chris Michael in the chat. Chris Michael, you still here? You were here a second ago. Just want to make sure you're still here. Boop, 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 boop. Chris Michael. Oh, yeah, there he is. Okay, let's do it.
Long ago, far away, in a land of yesterday, there's a place I've never been, where dreams are made of. Like a star lights the way, or some distant memory. Maybe someone's telling me I should hang on. I feel it now, I hear it now, and I swear the energy is getting louder, getting louder. I feel it now, I hear it now, and I found the clarity. I feel the power, feel the power. Take me higher, take me higher, take me far away in a land of yesterday. There's a place I've never been, where dreams are made of. Like a star lights the way, or some distant memory. Maybe someone's telling me I should hang on. I feel it now, I hear it now, and I swear the energy is getting louder, getting louder. I feel it now, I hear it now, and I found the clarity. I feel the power, feel the power. Take me higher, take me higher, take me higher, take me higher, take me
Sorry, you guys had to see my only my lower section right now. I was in the zone counting along. But yeah, super dope. This is a fucking dope song. Really dope. Vocal wise, hook wise, sound design, all really dope stuff. Does the chat say anything? Hard. I think that's enough said. Hard. 150 to 174. Nice. Yeah, I like a little bit of a tempo change in a tune. I think that's really nice. You're probably gonna fuck some DJs up doing that though. You know what's funny? Like one of my favorite Thick Freakness tracks is from the homie Broshi, and it's called Bender. And the first, like the intro, the first drop of the song is 140, and then he switches it up on the second drop to 128. And the first time I played that song, it really fucked me up. But I mean, I managed to recover. I managed to figure it out like halfway through. Um, but then since then, I've basically just fixed it, and I just did like a dynamic analysis in Record Box. So like now I don't, it doesn't trip me up anymore. Um, yeah, definitely. If you guys aren't already doing that on tracks that have a tempo change, make sure you do dynamic analysis in Record Box, and then it'll give you automatically. It'll tell you when the tempo is changing. It'll automatically snap the grid too, so you won't get fucked up. I mean, obviously, you should definitely learn how to use your ears too, but um, if visual cues help you, then definitely use dynamic analysis in Record Box. Any hoops, I digress. Super dope vocal, very solid performance, really nice processing on the vocal, very solid intro melody. The intro almost feels like it's gonna be trance because it kind of has like this like nice kind of flowy, airy arpeggio type of deal. And then it goes into like this kind of just like really like dope, speedy sort of house, which is sick. Very nice kick. The drop is fantastic. I love the first drop. It's probably. I mean, I like drum and bass. I don't play a whole lot of it, but I really do love drum and bass. But the first drop is definitely my favorite, just because purely the sound design and the tempo. That's kind of like my shit. So I play a lot of like 130 to like 145, sometimes up to like 150. I'm feeling saucy, feeling a bit cheeky. Um, yeah, I love the sound design on the first drop. The only thing I would say about the first drop is I wish it was a tad bit longer. You can kind of just see the difference between, in the waveforms, first drop to second drop. The first drop feels a little bit short, so I would have just liked more of it, honestly. And also dynamically, there has to be a way for you to kind of get this kind of balanced out. You can definitely see that the second drop is way more thicker compared to the first drop. And that's why, like, after the song kind of finished, I was going back and forth between first drop and second drop to kind of hear the dynamic difference. And you can definitely feel that the second drop is louder, especially because the second drop has that really big respace. So I think you probably have to do a little bit of. You could probably just honestly like. Funny enough, you could probably just add some distortion to the distortions or some OTT to that first drop, the main lead, and it'll kind of give you that makeup and loudness and gain and thickness and all that stuff that you want. But yeah, I think dynamically you kind of need to match the first drop with the second drop, and then maybe make the first drop a smidge longer, just a smidge, maybe like 8 bars. But yeah, regardless, I love the sound design, the melody, the idea is fantastic. The vocal mixing in this first drop is actually really dope too, because it kind of lets the mid bass kind of take the lead, and the vocals kind of just like sitting in the back, kind of playing a supporting role, which is really dope. Not being too intrusive. Really solid groove and rhythm with the drums. Both her first drop and second drop, they're both different, but I think they both complement each other really well. Overall, the mix is very clean. But again, like I said, dynamically, the first drop should have matched the second drop, and vice versa. Second, I put here the second build. Wait, second build, the vocal falls a bit out of rhythm. Oh yeah, that's when I was counting. So yeah, I think there's a part in the second build where the vocal kind of falls a little bit off rhythm. I think that's just a minor adjustment in the warping that just needs to be done, so it kind of catches the tempo right on time. It's just like in this small section right here. There's like just like a little point where the vocal slightly falls off, and you can fix that very easily just with some warping. But the rest of the track sounds fantastic. Everything else sounds in line. So it was just like a small portion in here. I was trying to kind of pinpoint it, but it was difficult for me to do it on the fly. But yeah, just kind of keep an eye out on that. Yeah, the build has been a challenge with the tempo change. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What I would probably do, because I mean, with the tempo change, I'm assuming you're doing automation on the master. Because I mean, I'm just thinking in Ableton sense. You would be automating the master to like change the tempo upwards. So what you could do is basically just take off the automation initially, get the vocal in line just at that 150 tempo, and then do the automation afterwards, because it'll just automatically like correct itself. I think once you get the groove down at 150, it should automatically kind of line up. I'm assuming that's how it should work. Maybe not. I haven't done too many tempo changes with vocals, so yeah. In my mind, that sounds like it should work. Any hoops. The second drop is fantastic. Love the change in sound design. Really nice call response. Yeah, that's pretty much about all I got. Is first drop needs to match the dynamic range of the second drop. Maybe a little bit more length on that first drop, and then the vocal timing in that second build just needs a little bit of an adjustment. But yeah, everything else here sounds fantastic. Really good job, Chris Michael and Juice. I always butcher your name. I'm sorry. Yeah, no problem. The juice. The juice is loose. Indeed. The juice is loose. All right. Juz. Juice, buddy. Juice, bunny. Perdona me. All right, the man's misguided. Let's dive into this tune. yeah. Night, young Leonardo. See you next week, possibly. Hell yeah, Misguided. That was dope. Yeah, I really dig the vibes here. It's very, very breakbeaty, very electronic, electro-y kind of vibes. Really cool kind of like sound palette. Very cool sound design, sound selection. Yeah, really cool stuff here. Nice kick. I think this kick is very, very appropriate for this style breaks. It's got like a lot of just like thump, a lot of low end, a lot of meat. I think it works really well. Nice arpeggio in the intro. Really interesting ear candy and sound selection. I wasn't sure where I was going initially, but I think this picture kind of like ironically paints a picture. Kind of gives you this kind of like electronic vibe. You say, warehouse rave was my aim. Yeah, I think you definitely succeeded in that. I put really nice tension here in the intro. Right here in the cursor where my cursor is pointing at. Really nice tension. There's like this really big build. And it kind of caught me off guard only because it felt like it was going to go into a drop, but you actually went into a break. And then the quote unquote drop doesn't really come in until right about here. So in a way, what I probably would have done is not put all the tension right here in this kind of intro section. I would have just let this kind of, I would have put this tension right here in the build section right before the drop. This I would have kind of just like let kind of build up a little bit less energy, a little bit less tension, but it kind of feels like you were trying to build up into a drop here and then you said you went to a break. So I don't think you necessarily have to change this intro, but I would definitely change this build up, maybe kind of just tone down the energy there and instead shift the energy over to this pre-drop. So yeah, just move this energy that you have here to like right here. And I think that's really mostly what this track needs. Just so that you kind of like signal to the listener what's coming. And it kind of just shows the listener like, boom, this is a drop in your face. Really sick vocal. I feel like that vocal definitely needs to come in sooner though. I think the vocal definitely helps add this kind of nice ambiance and tonality and theme. So I feel like that's kind of like the main idea almost. And that should probably just be introduced sooner, even in a more kind of minimal aspect, like little chops or little phrases instead of like the full vocal. And you can do some automation on that as well. Just so that when it comes into the drop, you know, it kind of pays off in a way. I really dig the drop though. Really nice changes and variations. You did a good job with the evolution in the sound design. Yes, tease it, indeed. Really good job on the sound design and kind of like the evolution. Really, really nice automation. I think overall the arrangement has a really nice flow to it. Besides what I mentioned previously with the tension in this build and the payoff in the drop. Besides that, I think the rest of this arrangement is fantastic. I think it works really well. You had some very nice variations, very nice changes. And again, the sound design is fantastic. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I would change is just introduce and tease in that vocal a little bit sooner and then switch the energy from the tension here at the end of this intro and place that as your kind of build tension instead. But yeah, super dope. Really dig the vibes here. Breakbeaty. Definitely has that warehouse rave sort of vibe. I'm rethinking legato fluty pad. Interesting. Not at all, dude. I think that definitely needs to be there. I think it works fantastic. It definitely fits with all the other sounds. Yeah, I think sound design wise, I don't think you need to change anything, honestly. It's really just a minor like arrangement thing that you need to change, and I think it's pretty much done. Yeah. Yeah, very well done. Good job, Misguided. Yeah, definitely don't overthink it. Just some minor tweaks is all you need. All right, Jack Holstein. Jack Holstein. This is the last submission. Last submission. I do need to get on some of my own stuff, so that's kind of perfect. All right, Jack is here. Let's do it. Nice. Some very, very nice. I would consider this probably like progressive house. But yeah, like melodically, it's just so well put together, especially with that vocal. Very nice. Lots of really nice automation and layers going on here. Overall, lots of filtering going on. Um, yeah, really cool stuff. What's up, Mikey the Kid? Yeah, I saw your submission. I was almost about to close it up. You just snuck right in. All right. So my notes here. Very nice intro melody, nice automation, very solid groove with the kick and the bass line. Really love the melody change up too. It's really nice how the melody kind of just evolves over time. It starts out very simple, but just kind of gets more and more complex over time. Very sick vocal. The vocal definitely makes this tune. It's definitely the star of the show here, but I think you did a good job with the like melodic elements here, kind of as like accompaniment, and a lot of the automation. I think it definitely keeps this thing sounding fresh and moving forward. Really solid arrangement and layers. Overall, very dope vocal. I think this is a very, very nice vocal track. For sure, this feels more like a radio edit in a way, even though it's kind of a long track. I think it's because it has such a long intro. And it's a really interesting arrangement because there's only one drop. I guess unless you count like this little break right here going into this like last section. No, I don't think it's too repetitive. But I would say that the arrangement is very non-traditional, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, I'm not like this strict traditionalist where you have every track needs to be exactly the same. The same, 16 bar drop, or no, like 32 bar drop, and then like 18 or like a 16 bar breakdown and like another 32 bar drop and da 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 da. But yeah, it's a very interesting arrangement, especially for a progressive house style track. And that's not necessarily a bad thing by any means. I'm just purely making an objective comment here. I did put here though, the mix could use a bit more brightness on your bass leads, and that's just in response to this last section right here. The basses, the mid basses, kind of sound a little bit muted and a little bit muddy in a way. So maybe just a little bit too much mid low and not enough highs. Yeah, maybe that's it, because I mean there's two main sounds there. You have like kind of like the subline underneath, dum 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 dum, and you kind of have like this other like stab on top. Meow, 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 meow. So yeah, they're kind of sitting almost in the same sort of range in your EQ. So that might be where a little bit of that muddiness is coming from. And also that like kind of like little stab probably needs a little bit more high end. So from what it sounds to me as like it's maybe being filtered on the top end, which gives it this kind of sense of being muted a little bit. I think it kind of can open up and breathe a little bit more for surezies. Yeah, that's basically all I have for you. All right. Yes. Good job, Jack Holstein. All right. We're going to our last one here. Mikey the Kid. Actually, I'm going to go pee real quick because I have to really go pee. And then we can do this last tune and then we'll call it quits. All right. BRB. All right. Mikey the Kid, are you in the chat? Mikey the Kid. Bing bong, bing bong. This one is fresh. Needs some work, but looking forward to it. Hell yeah. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
Go!
Nice. Yeah, I really love the wubs here. The wubs are super cool. Definitely feels very early in the idea, but I kind of see where you're headed, where you're going. Definitely worth developing out further. Let me go into my notes here. Nice wubs. The vocal is cool, but it number one, the vocal is more of like a support vocal, so I would definitely kind of lean on getting a more hooky kind of like main lead vocal, and just having this vocal kind of just like adding support and adding energy, that kind of thing. I don't necessarily think you need to remove this vocal by any means. I think it definitely works, but I think you need to find a comparable, very strong kind of vocal hook. Secondly, the go vocal falls off rhythm sometimes, especially when you're doing the repetition portion. Go. It feels like it falls off the rhythmic pattern of your kick snare. So you kind of just need to make sure that it's like settling into that pocket and following the rhythm. Really nice tension overall with a lot of the kind of risers and all that stuff. I think that's really well done. I think the intro needs a solid snare. You kind of opt for just using like the kick and the wub and the go vocal. I think having the snare in there will kind of help keep the listener on the rhythm. Then I put here, I cut more of the lows out on the main bass in the break and build section, um, because in that break and build section, you kind of want to be as minimal as possible with your low end. So that way, when you hit the drop, your low end's gonna be so much more drastic. It's gonna hit so much harder. Which brings me to my next point. The drop definitely needs more sub. You need more sub, especially for bass music. You need a really, really, really heavy and thick sub. So get a sub in there to kind of support those wubs for sure. I also put here, you definitely need a stronger kick and snare in the drop also. I think the rhythm is fantastic though, with the kick snare kind of idea, but I think the kick definitely needs to be heavier, more thumpy and kind of big, especially for bass music. And the snare needs to kind of cut through. So the snare I think would definitely work if you layered it with something else, but you definitely need a stronger snare in there to kind of crack through. And then the last thing I probably would say is just make sure you're kind of settling in your arrangement. Once you get like the sub, the kick and the snare kind of sorted out, and then a solid main vocal hook, just make sure the arrangement's kind of sorted out so it kind of flows very naturally and seamlessly. Yeah. Good job, Mikey the Kid. Always nice to see a bunch of returning faces in his chat, in this stream. But yeah, that's our last one of the night. Good job to everybody who sent in tunes. Appreciate you guys jumping in. Go follow me on the things. Yeah, no problem, man. Go follow me on the things. If you guys aren't yet, go join the Discord. If you guys aren't yet, come to our show this Saturday in downtown LA and February 14th in Hawaii. If anybody's going to Miami Music Week, I will see you there. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday night and the rest of your week. I will see you guys next Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific, same time, same place.